Hey guys, it's Mike with BitcoinHomebase.com, and just wanted to make a quick video to remind everybody that we are giving away our CryptoKitty tonight, so make sure you comment with your MetaMask wallet address, as well as like this video, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you comment that you've shared the video, and make sure that you do share the video as well, share it on your social media, we'll give you a second entry. So we're going to draw that. Another video is coming up in just another couple of hours, so we'll let it go all the way through the end of the evening. Anyway, I just wanted to bring to your guys' attention, this is the purpose of this video, is that our monetary system in the US is kind of funky, and I don't know if many of you understand the history of it, how it's propped up, how we have had to go to war to keep it propped up for quite a long time. We've had to prevent other countries from leaving the petrodollar, as it's referred to, and starting their own bank outside of our US dollar. So that was still currently the international standard for trade. Now, this is going to have some serious impact on the global economy over the next couple of years, and there was a video made today by a channel, and the gentleman's name is Stefan Molyneux. He says some things in the video that might be triggering for some people, but I think that this is a really important video to watch because it is dealing with the landscape of money in a frank and honest way, and we are all in crypto to make money, and that is definitely one of the things that brings us all together here. So anyway, I think it's an important video to watch and listen to what he has to say about the US dollar. Now, fiat currency, as we all know, is backed by nothing at this point. It was on the gold standard for years, and I believe he says that it was during the Nixon administration that that was finally done in, because we just didn't have the gold anymore to pay off the people who were calling in their notes that they were holding. So we were forced to basically deplete our gold supply here in the US. So now we have a currency that can only be propped up as long as everyone else basically agrees to stay on it with us as the international standard for trade. And once that rug is pulled out from under the US dollar, this dollar is going to deflate and be worth pretty much almost nothing. So there'll be a couple of things that we can do at that point, but the big thing that we in the crypto world understand, and why this video is so important, is I just want to illustrate that the deflationary currency of crypto right now is illuminating the actual value of the US dollar. So it's going to rise as we see other currencies globally not be able to keep pace with it, because it's obviously a deflationary currency, whereas the US dollar with the Federal Reserve System is an inflationary currency. So crypto is going to, in my view, hold its value, and I'm not trying to give anyone financial advice. This isn't advice for anyone to go deeper into crypto, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that most of my assets are in crypto. It's also a great idea to buy gold and silver, so that's something that I've just started to look into as well. But having currency outside of fiat that actually holds value is extremely important. So I've just started moving into having a position in silver, and it is, to me, a no-brainer to diversify between actual gold and silver and cryptocurrencies, which will be much easier to trade and use in the day-to-day. And I think that despite all of the FUD that the mainstream media spreads daily, we're going to see a much broader acceptance of crypto in 2018. I think that we need to get through the next couple of months, which are probably we're going to plot on very similarly to the way we are now. But that is small in the scope of time that we're going to see crypto do a massive run. So I think that we're going to see Bitcoin again just go on a massive run, and then obviously the high tide is going to bring up all of the ships. We're going to see all of the altcoins rise and meet Bitcoin at much higher volumes of trading and of ownership, and then we'll also see a much larger market cap at that point. So anyway, I've got nothing but a very sunny expectation for what we're going to see for 2018 in crypto still. It's very exciting. And then I think my prediction is over the next 4 years, we will see the dollar propped up by some of these moves that the Trump administration has made that will keep the dollar from collapsing, because I believe what I've heard is the plan was if the Clinton administration would have made it in, the dollar was going to tank either way. It's going to tank, if they want to save it or not. So this is a non-winnable war. This is we can prop it up for a while longer, but it's not possible. So this is not a Republican-Democrat thing. This is a fact of how our dollar and our monetary system functions. So, and how it was basically created and recreated and modified to the current system that we have now. So what they say is if the Clinton campaign would have won, they were planning on just preemptively crashing the dollar and introducing a global currency. Now, some people say, hey, that doesn't sound too bad. Well, there's a lot of drawbacks with that. And I think a lot of us who did hold a lot of fiat investment would have basically been punished. It would have been very brutal for those of us who have stocks and bonds. I myself do not like fiat investments. I'm not a person who enjoys the stock market very much. It's not a system that I choose to support. I choose to support crypto because I believe in it fundamentally, and what it means for us is a human civilization, to have the kind of civilization that we were meant to. I believe that it's going to take a currency, a global currency of the people, like cryptocurrency, that's not controlled by a centralized bank. So decentralized crypto is 100% where I throw my support, and I suggest you do the same because it is the currency that supports humanity and every culture around the world. So it's important that we look at what could happen to fiat currency, especially the US dollar. And primarily I'm talking about the US dollar, but it does have an impact on all of the currencies around the globe if the US dollar tanks. It's going to mean a lot of things and a lot of big changes. So a global currency set up by the Federal Reserve banking system would implement, to some extent, a government of the world. And it's not necessarily a benevolent thing, and it's not a government that wants to see us all prosper, and it definitely does not want to see the existence of crypto. Crypto is the antithesis of what they would have in mind for currency. So they would want to call in the money supply and basically allow for a sustaining of life globally, but not a flourishing that a currency in the hands of the people would allow for. So that would, again, all of the money in the global banking system would funnel up to the top, and a large group, very similar to, this is gonna sound like a joke, but very similar to like a Hunger Games type of society. Now, we can probably assume that it wouldn't be as intense as the Hunger Games. I don't think that we're going to see a Katniss and a Battle Royale style fight to the death game that's played every year in remembrance of the old society. But we would see a decadent upper class breakaway society, and then we would see basically the rest of us just kind of cast out into the cold and living very meagerly, because that is how a system of global power would have to work. It would not allow for entrepreneurship. It would not allow for anything that we know today as the freedoms that we have to pursue happiness and the kind of life that we choose. So it's a global system would have to be much more refined in the way that it allows us to exist and work. And so anyway, there's a lot to that, but what I see happening is that it looks like, so from what I can tell monetarily, so it looks like that for the next 4 years, we're going to see the economy doing well in the United States, and it's going to run in a way that will keep us afloat. Now, I think at some point there's going to have to be an exiting from the US dollar as it is right now, and a new currency, or at least a new monetary system, will have to be created. It is not what some global factions want. They want to see us meld into their currency. Some reports say that it has already been created, and it's just kind of sitting and waiting, and they're just trying to see if they can still implement that. So obviously, a tanking of the U.S. economy would be in favor of that new currency. So I think that it looks like, because of the tax plan that was passed, because of the favorable status of the stock market, the US dollar is going to survive, and also due to that, it looks like there will be another re-election of Donald Trump as president, and I have a feeling that it would not happen until his first year of his second term that they would go ahead and move to do a major shift of the currency. So anyone who has investments, I think we have a little bit of time, is basically what I'm trying to say with that, to figure out what we want to do with our fiat investments. So, coming up into the next year or two, we can decide, well, hey, are these going to be good and safe? I think Donald Trump is sort of a wild card and an X factor here. So a lot of things could happen that could stave this off. And we could see some very positive changes that, may allow us to avoid this. So anything is really possible, but it's always good to plan with a worst case scenario in mind to some extent, just to be safe with your investments. So anyway, so for me, crypto, safe investment. It's not going to be able to be tanked by the government. I think that especially some of the privacy coins, they're going to maybe try to go after that at some point. I think that we're going to see major adoption this year. It's a lot of the rumors are that Litecoin is going to be brought on by some of the major e-commerce retailers that we see online that we all know the names of. So these are incredibly well-known. Some of the biggest brands in the business are going to start accepting crypto, and I've even heard rumor that one of them might even start their own exchange. So it's looking like there's going to be some real big mainstream adoption at some point in the year of cryptocurrency. We will, time will tell, but until then, I'm going to say definitely those of you who've considered selling off, really think twice about that. Really think twice about that. I think that the crypto market goes through dips and corrections, and it's had some huge dips, huge corrections over time. Early days, definitely some corrections up to 70%, just really ridiculous stuff. And but it's just all cyclical, and I believe that we are going to stable out and see less of these massive dives, as more and more people adopt crypto, and I don't think that there's going to be much that the government can do to regulate it. So some coins lend themselves to regulation, and we may see a broader adoption of those initially, but I still think all of these coins, not all of them, excuse me, I think that there's going to be a coin for each area of infrastructure. So I think we're going to see a privacy coin. I think we're going to see a regulated public coin. We're going to see a coin that is very friendly to e-commerce. We'll probably see a coin that works very well for very specific platforms. So I think that there's a lot of room for coins in each area to that of their specialty to flourish. And I also think we're going to see a coin that is going to give us the new version of the internet, so the decentralized internet. So is that IOTA, is it Rayblox, one of these coins that really supports these new technologies? We'll see a technology coin that really knocks it out of the park. So I think that there's room for, I would say a large handful of these coins to really flourish and become major heroes in the crypto world. Time will tell again for that. But anyway, so just wanted to make this video to sort of discuss what's on the horizon, what the media is definitely not telling you about the US dollar, give you a lay of the land of what's kind of bubbling under the media and what's to come. And please share this video with friends, invite them to give me feedback here, because I'm definitely open to your ideas. But this is Stefan Molyneux is not the first place that I've heard this. I've been hearing about this for years. If you research the Federal Reserve, the petrodollar, so many people have done videos discussing the U.S. monetary system and its role in a lot of instability in the world and upheaval in different governments, and the Iraq War, and what's going on with Iran, what's going on with Russia. It all boils down to this one central problem, and we see a lot of tap dancing and distraction and trying to claim that there are other things at play, but this is really what's at the heart of a lot of the political distraction that you see on the news day in, day out, is that they don't want to tell you this. And this isn't a big secret. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is what is. And they want to just address it when the time comes. So they are not going to do anything that causes panic or clearly disrupts the financial systems of the world by letting people know that this is a real problem and time is kind of short. So anyway, I think we've got some years, into the first year of the next term of Trump is when there will be a major upheaval in the US dollar. So whether it tanks at that point and they're forced to do something, or they've spend the next 4 years trying to ease us out of this, but either way, there's a day of reckoning coming as this video. So definitely click through, watch Stefan Molyneux's video, and if you guys are interested in gold and silver, I've put a link down below as well. I don't know if it's better to buy from these places online or to just go to your local coin store or place that sells gold and silver and just buy there. So again, not financial advice. It's just, I'm just letting you guys know this is what I'm doing to be safe. See what all of the best options are for yourself. Do research, study up on this. I think that one thing that none of the other crypto channels are preparing people for are some of these under the current media stories that just sort of bubble under the surface and are things that a lot of people in the money world do know about, but it's never going to be discussed with the average everyday Joe on the street, because we're not meant to hear, because we would make decisions that may affect their bottom line. So anyway, comment, let me know what you guys think about this, and also make sure you enter for our CryptoKitty giveaway later tonight. Again, we're giving away another kitty, probably much more rare than the last one. I've taken a look at what we've got coming down the pipe, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty rare kitty. So make sure you give us your MetaMask wallet address, your subscribe to the channel, and also like the video. And if you have all three of those things, then you will be entered and we will choose our winner later this evening. So thank you so much, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.